Okay, welcome. Today I am giving a talk about the importance of feeling emotions. So, many blessings. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is where you are. Out here in the garden, and it is a beautiful day, quite quiet up here. The winds has dropped down and it is still. And it's kind of reminiscent really of emotions. And I'm going to talk today about the importance of feeling emotions. I've had a few questions from different subscribers, and one is talking about a relationship she has with this man who is quite shut down, and she's saying about these, how do I get rid of these emotions? And I'd say that is a common perception in the world, is this thing about emotions are a bad thing, that we have to suppress emotions. So I'm just going to talk about this a bit today and go into a little bit more depth of why it is so important to feel our emotions. The way I see it is that emotions are like a river flowing. And now you can probably hear behind me I have a stream flowing through mine and my wife's garden. And what happens is when we have water which is not allowed to flow, what happens is it gradually builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up, and there's two things which can happen. Either it starts to stagnate, or if there's fresh water going in, it starts to flood. Now, this is from the Native American teachings that I studied. The idea that water sits in the south, I won't go into details here, but the emotions also sit there. So their understanding is that we have to let our emotions flow. And what I see in the West is most people try to hold on to their emotions. It's like they try to suppress them, repress them, and the current form of repressing emotions that I'm seeing people do at the moment is through social media, through their phones. People are unwilling to feel. Oh, I feel pain, and that's okay. And we allow tears up. The Dalai Lama was talking about this monk, and he was said to be one of those monks that people mocked because he was no good at putting his robes on, he was no good at doing the chanting, he was no good at doing the rituals, and people used to mock him. And he said that before going to bed each night, that he would have such a full heart and he would cry himself to sleep because of having the compassion for others. And I would have to look over that story again, that bit again, but what my understanding was is this man achieved enlightenment, this monk. So it is to understand that the power of emotions is how we let them flow. It's important to let them flow. So the question then is how? How do we let our emotions flow? And I feel it's just allowing tears to come up, that it's okay. And if someone criticizes us for crying, then that's a reflection of them. It's not to do with us. It doesn't mean we need to fix them, but it's just allowing the tears. And by allowing tears publicly sometimes, it's what I do, we give others permission to cry. I do this with children sometimes. When I'm with them or something happens and they might hit me on purpose, and I'll just start to cry. And that's an immediate thing for them to see. Oh, I've hurt him. rather than me getting cross or angry, it's like, yes, to feel. How does that feel when someone is nasty to me? And it's taken many years of training to do that, to learn to cry again. And yet, how I would recommend that we do it is, if you start to feel something bubbling up, take yourself to one side and just walk and just be with that feeling. Breathing in, this is what I'm feeling. Breathing out, I'm taking good care of this feeling. Breathing in, I'm feeling, this pain welling up. Feel it in my body. Breathing out, I'm taking good care of this feeling. So, emotions are not bad, they're water. We have to have water in our lives. And yet when we don't let it flow, it starts to stagnate, it starts to flood. And how that can come across on a physical level is we can get sick. Or we start to have addictions like alcohol, like me. I used to be addicted to alcohol and drugs. It's like, that's how we deal with this. But once we start to look at ourselves, we let the tears up, we cry. We flow. We feel the pain and we just let it go. We feel like an empty vessel again. Our cup has flowed out, and then we have space to fill ourselves up with joy, lightness and love. So I hope that answers your questions about the importance of feeling emotions. And yeah, any questions, please leave them below. Any feelings or, any reflections, please leave them below the video. So many blessings to you all, and lots of love. Okay, take care of yourselves.